Hi guys! Welcome to Magic, Myth, and History, Episode 2. Originally this video was 42 minutes long and it was just too much. I had to find time to cut it back. So here I am after my overnight job. I came home, it's 6 in the morning, and I'm going to record this as quickly as possible because I have to be up and out the door by 9. So, a bit of a time crunch this week that I didn't realize was happening until last minute. So originally I had a lot of different topics to do with finding your deity and how to go about connecting with them, honoring them. Right now we are just going to discuss, I guess, the social aspects of what you may encounter on your journey. So, we will have those other videos. You will get a video on the different types of relationships you'll get with deities. You'll get one on different ways to connect and find your deity, different ways to honor and worship them. And I'm going to start this video by saying that if you are just here for the myths, you might want to skip this video. If you're interested in, finding out what all this is about, you're welcome to stay. This beautiful little girl right here is a wee Egyptian, that's what it's called, and it is the goddess Nuit. She is the goddess of the heavens and the sky. She likes cows, and she is the mother of Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, and Set. So I'm just honoring her today by having her here. There's not a lot of stuff with her on it, and you can get her on eBay probably between $12 and $18, which isn't too bad just to have something of her. And she's very pretty and very cute. So now that I've honored her, we're going to move right into the fact of this is a safe spot. It doesn't matter how you worship or how your views come to you, as long as you're not being a jerk or criticizing others or imposing your own beliefs on anybody. You're welcome. Don't care if you're atheist. You just want to listen? Awesome. I'm happy to have you. I'm trying to create a safe space for us all. Sorry, my dog's there. So a lot of people may just worship the gods and goddesses and angels as forms of energy. That's all they see them as, is a higher level of energy. Some people see them as individual gods and goddesses, and like Apollo is Apollo and Osiris is Osiris, and they have their own mental state of being, their own personalities, and that's just what they are. Some people just use their names to describe forces of nature, and that's okay too. There's many different ways, and then you can even go back into like Egypt and Greece, and you can see different ways that over the years that they've changed things around. And some versions, like Zeus will sleep with someone and they end up over an Egyptian myth. And then you have times where you come across things and Osiris is Dionysus in the Greek pantheon, and Dionysus is Osiris in the Egyptian. Did I say that right? You get what I mean, right? So that's a way to look at it. In Wicca, which I studied for a little bit, was not, it wasn't me. But it is a very lovely path, and I know a lot of great people who are on it. And to say the least, it's kind of like they view, I'm going to use this D20, the goddess as, maybe the goddess is number one. And she represents, her, and then when you flip over to a different side here, you may get Isis, and you may get Mary, or you may get Hecate. It's a different side of the same person. It's just a different way they're coming, but they're all the same. And some people choose to cross pantheons. They have multi-pantheons. They believe that there is a source somewhere up there. And whether, some people believe that's the Christian God. Other people would equivalent the Christian God is the same level as Zeus. It is totally up to you how you believe. And you're going to find the right path for you, the right answers. Is going to resonate with you and your intuition. Now, there are ways to do that, but we're going to talk about that in another video. I will say that there are a lot of people who are New Age, and there's a lot of people who are traditional, and there's people who are doing their own thing, which could be considered a mix of both. There's nothing wrong with either way. Anyway, what I am going to tell you is that there are some people who are fanatics, and fanatics do not just cross over into religion. They're with anything. If you're into comic books, if you're into anime, if you're into movie stars, Justin Bieber, I don't care. There's fanatics. You see them, and they just get very caught up in their ways, and sometimes it's about control or jealousy. That's my dog Cerberus. He's messing up my bed. But there's ulterior motives that come in with fanatics. There's nothing wrong with doing the way it resonates with you. It's when you start to impose and criticize other people's path. That's where I get the problem. And I'm sure most people would agree with me there. So I will say that no matter what path you're on, I do always recommend studying or looking into traditionalism, because these ways have worked for hundreds, if not thousands of years. So these are proven methods for the people who worship this way to worship and connect with their deities. There's a method to their madness. If it doesn't work for you, it's okay to be like, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your effort. This was a wonderful experience. I'm going to go and do it my own way. The way that I had was working for me. There's nothing wrong with that. And some people will freak out and they won't understand it and they'll think you're doing it wrong. You're going to hear it from anybody. And especially those who, I've come across many people who cannot handle other people having the same patron god as them, because they need they need to be the favorite. That's the perfect way to put it, is like they just get insecure. And what you need to do in that situation is just send them love and light. If you have to smile and nod and back out of the room, do it. But they got some inner work to do. It's not on you. Don't disregard your intuition because of somebody else's idea. And this is very important, if a god or goddess is coming to you, I don't care what pantheon it is, I don't care. If they're coming to you in one way that's not traditional, it's not New Age, it's your way, or asking for something that's not a traditional offering, or doesn't really, fit in with somebody's New Age idea, but they come to you this way, they're working with you this way, do it that way. Just simply do it that way. It's working for you. So why would you dismiss it? Why would you listen to another human being when someone divine is coming to you and it's working that way? Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't try the other ways. Be open to their ways, because it may work better for you, but it means that you don't have to disregard, if that doesn't work for you, your original path. And, I know some people who went into traditionalism one way, but if they were into Egyptian pantheon and they did traditional Egyptian offerings, that they do that with their Greek deities, and it works for them. And something that people need to understand is, even throughout mythology, you can see a clear path upon how our gods and goddesses evolve. Like we grow, they learn lessons, they change perspectives. We are constantly co-creating the world, and it's nobody's business or right to tell you that you're not doing it right. That's not the right God. That's not this. That's not that. It's between you and them. I will warn you of grandeur. If somebody's promising you, good things for nothing, walk away. Walk away respectfully. The gods and goddesses are going to assist you. They're going to co-create. They're not going to come and tell you you're going to be the king of the world. They're not going to tell you you're going to be the next Angelina Jolie. They're going to tell you, I can help co-create with you to get what you desire. But if you're not going to put the work in, neither am I. And that's how it kind of works from my experience. And maybe you have a different experience. But I also advise, if anything that comes to you is negative and it wants you to harm things or yourself, close that door, because you're probably not talking with a deity. I've never had a deity come with me that way. If you need help, there's tons of people in the spiritual community. We're going to talk about other ways to, connect with them. But you always want to be in a place of love and light. If you start to do a meditation or something to find them and you get a weird feeling, close it off for now. Close the door and come back to it when you feel safe. That's not to scare anybody off, but we do have some negative things that can get attracted in our life, especially if we have negative people and negative outlooks, and we don't want to invite that energy in when we are looking for the divine. So I'm gonna tell a little story about something that happened to me, and this has to do with Hades, and some of you who watched my first video already know what's coming. So I work with Hades. He's like my father. He's my father deity, and some of you are going, the devil. No, trust me, we'll get there. He's gonna have his own video, and it's gonna be fantastic. We're gonna love it. But he came to me and he requested something from me. Like, he wanted this as an offering, and it's what I used to connect to him. But traditionally, his color is white, okay? And most of you are going to be like, shouldn't it be black? It's white traditionally, and people would leave him white flowers, offering them white things. White was his color. He likes milk and honey, just like a lot of Fae do. He likes, honey is pretty good with most deities. Honeys and alcohols are pretty standard. But he likes milk and honey, and then he likes mint. Okay, so I want you to think about this. If you have 100,000 people worshiping you, and they all gave you mint, do you think you might not go to Jen or Bob and be like, Jen, Bob, I really love mint. I really do, and I'm so happy everyone's giving me mint because it's awesome. But I really want some steak. Like, I really craving some steak right now. You got 100 cattle. You think the next time you chop one up, you could send some my way? Because that would be awesome. No one's right to come in and tell Jen and Bob that that's not how you worship Hades. It's not. So I'm just saying, Hades asked me for blueberries, so I give Hades blueberries. And in fact, I did a very, Spartan, I actually did a very beautiful ritual for Hades and Persephone, where we had blueberry wine and pomegranate wine, and we mixed it together for them, and it was very beautiful. So part of this is self-exploration, and you're going to have to figure out what works for you and your deities. There's no wrong answer, but it's all based on individuality and your relationship with your divine. And that's what we're here to explore. And I'm hoping that, through my videos, a lot of you will find deities that you may not even think you would have worked with or knew existed, and feel that connection just from what's going on. But I'm at my 15-minute dead mark. Okay, I'm at the end of the video because I have to go. But I do want to take this moment, as I said that I would, and tell you how wonderful my friend Kimberly is, and she's got an online shop. It's called Kimberly's Magical. I'm going to put the link down in the description. She does mediumship readings. She does potions, and some of them are related to the deities, and then some of them are related to Fae. She's got wonderful candles and spelled objects, and I just love her stuff. I can't get enough of it, and she is just wonderful. So check out her website. Hit the subscribe button below. Give me a like, send a comment if there's a god or goddess you want to learn about. If you have any questions, I will try to answer them in a future video. And I am going to have some links for love donations through the Cash Me, PayPal, and eventually Patreon. They're not required. This is first and foremost about connecting you to your divine, but it does help out because the more money that I can make means the more time that I have here versus spending at other jobs. But again, this is about you and your connection. And that's what's most important. So, love and light. I hope to see you in the next episode. And I'm hoping to have that up earlier than Friday because I already have a lot of the info down because I already did the other video. Okay, this time for real. Bye, guys.